Good morning, everybody, and a warm welcome to the Sustainability Transformation Conference 2020. Today, we are going to discuss about the socio-ecological transformation on a fast track. Can COVID-19 be a catalyst for change? This is what we are going to discuss today with our guest speakers, and we have 4 high-level panels coming up today. This conference is jointly hosted by the German Federal Ministry for the Environment, Nature Conservation and Nuclear Safety and the German Environment Agency. And before we jump into the panels, I would like to hand over and welcome our host, Dirk Messner. You are the president of the German Environment Agency. And before we jump into, I would like to hand over and give you the floor for the official opening speech.
Yeah, thank you very much. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, dear colleagues, dear Minister Schulze, the conference focuses on the transformation of the society and the economy here in Germany, but of course also Europe-wide, to shape sustainable futures. The European Union has set the course for this transformation with its European Green Deal and the recovery package, which is of a large volume. We are talking about 750 billion euros, which we are going to invest. The European Green Deal is a very important shift in perspective. If you look around the globe, the European Green Deal is currently the most ambitious green recovery perspective and green transformation perspective worldwide. Europe could become the pioneer in the field of transformations towards sustainability. The economic stimulus package of the European Union, the 750 billion package, and the national stimulus packages in Germany and other countries across Europe, they could help us to overcome the economic crisis driven by the COVID situation, but at the same time it could help us to set the path towards a sustainability transformation during the next years to come. So this is a unique moment, and we would like to understand and discuss during this conference how to make this happen. And I would like to open the horizon still a little bit, because we are in a situation, the Minister and I, we already discussed it before we started this conference here, we are in a situation which is very specific, very unique, because important parameters. The first parameter is the COVID crisis itself. I mean, we are managing very disruptive change currently. We could learn from that for the climate crisis. We are feeling that health and social inclusion and social cohesion are very important elements of the stability of our societies. We are feeling and sensing that preventive politics to avoid damages in our society is of high importance. All these different elements which we are feeling in the context of the corona crisis could help us to understand better how to prevent the environmental crisis, how to prevent the climate crisis, and how to make the transformation towards sustainability happen. There is a second very important element, which is geopolitic or geoeconomic. We are not alone in this race. I said that the European Union has currently the most ambitious plan towards sustainability worldwide, but we had the elections in the United States. So we might become a government in the US again, which could allow for transatlantic cooperation towards a double Green Deal. This is changing the situation. And have in mind that China also declared that in 2060 they will become carbon neutral. From the science perspective, I'm a scientist, we know that this is still not ambitious enough, but for the first time China moved into this direction. And we have similar signals from South Korea, from the UK, from Japan. So a new geoeconomic space might open up to make sustainability transformations happen. This is the second element which I wanted to highlight. The third element is something which I'm sure we will discuss during the panels to come. It is about digital disruptions. So how can we learn to use digital disruptions to make sustainability disruptions possible? Because this is what we need to do, because we have to solve the climate crisis and other global environmental crises in a brief period of time. So digital as a mechanism to create disruptions towards sustainability. The fourth element which I wanted to mention also is that there are also other trends, and we should not be naive, because we have nationalistic movements, we have trends towards authoritarianism, we have skepticism regarding science. I call this counter-transformations. And I think that this signals that if we don't get the social cohesion dimension of sustainability transformations right, we will fail. So it's not enough to focus only on reducing emissions and resource consumption. We have to link this with social policies, fairness, social justice. This is the only way to make it happen. Therefore, we call it a socio-ecological transformation, which we have in front of us. So this is the panorama, the background against which we are going to discuss in the different panels how to make the European Green Deal and how to make the stimulus packages happen towards driving sustainability transformations. The questions which we are going to ask are the following. The first question is, how can we use the recovery programs on the European level and on the national levels to trigger sustainability transformations, climate protection, stability of biodiversity and ecosystems? This is about the design of the programs. This is about the priority of the programs. And we have interesting declarations, but we need to do things. So how to design and prioritize and implement. The second important question is then, how can we complement national activities in the field of sustainability transformations with European initiatives towards sustainability recovery? And we have panelists on the first panel and all the other ones, which are bringing together these national and European perspectives. I already mentioned, and this is the third question which we are going to discuss, we need the acceptance of people. We need legitimacy for transformations towards sustainability. This is about democracy, and this is about having and getting right the social cohesion and social justice dimension of sustainability transformations. No one will fall in love with the price on CO2, but we will fall in love with a society which invests in social cohesion, where better living and better well-being can be guaranteed. So bringing this together is crucial. And the last question and element is then, we should not shy away from difficult questions and conflicts, because climate protection implies deep structural transformations in our industries and sectors. The automobile industry, the coal industry, the heavy industries. So we will see conflicts there. And these are unavoidable. Managing those well in the context of democracy is very important. So we will focus during this conference and upcoming ones also on these difficult dimensions of sustainability transformations, because this is the only way to make it happen at the end of the day. So we as the German Environment Agency, we are ready and prepared to support the German initiatives towards green transformations and the European Green Deal. Based on our scientific knowledge, which we are generating in our agency, based on our scientific networks across Europe, and based on our dense interactions with decision makers in the political field, in the economic field, the NGOs, the science community in Germany, but also across Europe and globally. So therefore, we think we are a relevant actor, an important driver together with the Ministry for Environment here in Germany to push sustainability transformations forward. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear Minister, this is the panorama which we are having in front of us. I'm looking forward to interesting discussions. I'm looking forward to interesting solutions. And I'm looking forward to asking difficult questions, which we then can answer. Thank you very much for listening, and I wish us all enthusiastic debates.